Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for property. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we got an update on drip, basically, and where we're at since the farm launch. Basically, looking at the total supply, looking at where the drip has moved, also looking at some of the top whale wallets, what they have been doing, and kind of where the future of drip goes from here. So first and foremost, let's jump right in. As of today of the recording of this video, the drip price is $2.13. It dropped, I think, to $1.97 or something like that. And it's kind of come back up a bit. That is the good news, is that we have come back up. Bad news is we're still down here. And that's also kind of good news, is that it's easy for people to build accounts and get started really, really early at these prices. Bad news, as I'll allude to later, is that just kicks the can down the road in regards to what we'll have to do to get this fixed. But I do believe 100% it can get fixed, and I believe Forex is working on that. So that's the TLDR. But let's go ahead and look at the update on the supply. So we're sitting at 3.5 million drip, and all of this has been done this year. So earlier this year in my videos, we were still at the 1 million supply mark, I think around April, May, June timeframes when we first started minting, and it's just been a kind of a death spiral from there. But again, even with these numbers, you're looking at about $5 million, as I showed you guys before, to like literally remove all this drip from circulating supply and total supply. And that can be done. It doesn't have to be done from Forex. It can be done with any of the gamification products he's putting into place. So again, that does give us some hope for the future. Next, we have the pancake swap pool has increased by 35% since the farm launch. So I'm gonna show these all in a chart, make it a little bit easier. But pancake swap has gone up about 35% since we launched the farms. Let me find that. Here we are at 1.3 million. It was at 988,000 or so when we first launched. And we're gonna look at these top wallets that we have here. So this one specifically got whittled down to nothing, and then we have some new ones below that kind of changed their balances as well. So we saw a reduction in about 13% on the whale wallets. So all of that is positive for the drip ecosystem. So wrapping it all up in here, looking at the actual numbers, the total supply on 2 November, partially 1 November, depending on what time I snapshotted this on my channel, was 3.2 million, and now it is 3.5. So we have added an additional 225,000 drip to our circulating supply, our total supply. But pancake swap has increased by about, like I said, 35%. And that's actually a good thing, because that means people are adding liquidity to the pancake swap side, and that hardens the drip floor. Remember, this is drip paired to BUSD. So when we look down here, we have about 600,000 drip in the Faucet, the native fountain, the swap page on the Faucet. And that is literally half the amount we have on pancake swap. So we are going to be less volatile in this bear market due to the double liquidity that we have sitting in pancake swap. So again, 1.3 million on pancake swap and 600,000 paired to BNB. That also increased by about 139,000. The top 10 wallets that I showed you, if you had added those up on the second, it was 241,000. Now it's 180, so 60,000 drip moved from those wallets. And as I said, number one, I pulled that up. I was going to show you guys, but basically the number one wallet that had 53,000, they airdropped to themselves. So that kept that back in the system, put that back in, and added some of to the tax vault as well. So that definitely helped out. I didn't track all the other ones, but you'll be able to see that it got moved around within the ecosystem, and some was sold off, of course. Total amount of drip in all wallets was 1.78 million before, and now it's 1.5. So that's a reduction of 13%. Forgot what that number was. Top wallets, yeah, 13%. No, I don't remember. I had this number somewhere. I don't remember what it was, but you can do the math yourself. So we removed about 230,000 drip in total. And then the drip USD farm, the APRs have gone up since the farm launched. You can look in here. I don't have the original on that, but I did look at some other videos to see that it has indeed gone up. So it is now sitting at 187 APR, and it was around like 100 to 120, somewhere in there. So it's gone up, and that's because people are actually pulling out of the farm. So I'm guessing they were buying dogs or buying pigs or moving around, whatever the case may be. And I mentioned that this is actually bullish. There are people in my comments that didn't understand the move that Forex made for this and says that, you know, it didn't help drip at all. But you have to look at this from the gamification side. So if people saw this as an amazing place to park their drip, then all they would be doing is causing further sell pressure, even more than what we're seeing already on the total supply, because they would be pulling it out of the faucet at record breakneck paces to put it in a much more attractive location. So Forex actually making this dogs makes this less appealing to max wallets. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel, as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. It makes the max wallets instead say, you know what, I'll just leave my drip in the faucet. That is the best place for drip. We don't want a place on the farm that looks better than the faucet. The reason we're having negative price action is because people are not getting into the faucet. People are not buying, and they're not staying in. So we have in the wallets, we have 3 times as much in wallets almost as we do sitting in the faucet. So if the faucet was more appealing, people would take all this and put it back. That is the purpose of the gamification layer 2 for the faucet and the reservoir. So by Forex changing this to drip USD to make dogs, that again disincentivizes people to remove drip and pair it and put it in the farm here. So that to me is a bullish thing in the long run. Short term, it sucks, right? But long term, that is exactly what we want. So to wrap this all up, basically what we saw over these last 2 weeks is we've seen about 140,000 sell pressure on the native DEX, and about another 224, well, total 224,000 that came in between PancakeSwap and the native DEX, but we had a lot more buy pressure. So a lot more people came in buying drip, and this is a double-edged sword. So as I said in the beginning, we're kind of kicking the can down the road. And what do I mean by that? I mean that if you look over here at the analytics, this is the total amount of drip in the faucet contract. So we're sitting up here in the 65, we'll call it 66 million drip. So if everyone were to sell every day, that's 600,000 drip per day that we need to be able to have a home for, and that's obviously not sustainable. So what is happening right now also, that I said that's the double-edged sword, is that people are able to build max wallets very cheaply. So it's going to be very, very easy to move the price of drip. Again, with 1.5 million, where is this? Wrong one. That's Twitter. It's down here. With 1.6 million, we'll call it, sitting 1.5 million sitting in wallets, you multiply that by 2, you're looking at $3 million to literally, sorry, not that one. All we want is the swap. So you're looking at the swap price. So just to get all of the money out, all of the drip out of the faucet, the native DEX, you're looking at $1.2 million, basically at $2 drip. So that is very easy to move. And that's the good part. The bad part is that people can afford to buy max wallets relatively cheaply. And then that just means further down the line, they are going to be at that claim status with nowhere else to put drip. So the good news is we can moon the price very quickly with some utility and like scratchies or whatever. Like we talked about what scratchies could do. Now with scratchy coming out, it's still going to be a ways out, but theoretically first quarter drip will continue probably bleeding out until then because there's no utility. So you're looking at $1, even sub dollar drip or whatever the case may be. But now you have, let's say 1 million drip in the faucet, in the fountain side, and it would only take $1 million to remove all that. So long term, it's definitely going to be positive for drip. Short term, it's going to be extremely ugly, a lot more FUD, and it's not going to look pretty by any means. And again, that's also going to increase this because the more people that get max wallets, And the cheaper the drip price is, the less incentivized they are to keep it in the faucet, especially, mark my words, when this is easy to remove, right? So let's just do the math. If drip was at $1 by that time, let's just say we have 2.5 million drip in wallets, right? And it's sitting at $1, and then we have 1.5 million in the swap. And let's say Scratchy was able to buy that back and get that away. Well, that means, like I showed you guys in my other video, this would pump the drip price because we'd be able to remove that circulating supply. Well, now you have 2.5 million in wallets, so they're going to sell. It's going to just take the drip right back down to those prices. So when we get this utility in, I definitely see drip doing some up and down price movement. But once all this gets shaken out, which will be a lot easier to remove, then we will find a price floor. And the other good thing about drip being at these prices is when somebody sells, they're not able to hit drip that hard. So when you look at what's in the wallets now on the top 10, where are they at? So this is only $30,000 now. I'm sorry, $6,000 basically, $50,000 here. And yes, that's a lot for us, you know, people on my channel, but for the whales, that's not a lot. You can look at Ray's channel. He's sitting with 500,000 in stable coins. So if someone at these prices decided to dump, they remove all this drip from the wallets and it doesn't have a significant impact on the price due to the price of the drip token at these prices. Hope that makes sense. So it'll get a lot easier to move drip around and remove this supply. But just remember, it's going to bounce right back to these levels until we get all this cleared up. So some good news and some bad news. But I do believe 100% that Forex is working on this and we'll have something in the done with this with layer 2. Like I said, you can look at the animal farm and that is literally a work of sheer genius. You're not seeing any sell pressure, even when the dogs token gets ready to sell in about 30 days. It's not going to be enough to drop the price, and people will continue to farm because once those people sell, they're going to be getting those dividends. So the people that are looking to stay within the project, there'll be a drop and it'll go right back up. So you'll see that in a bigger breakdown on the dogs that I did deep dive into dogs. But anyway, I want to wrap this up. So hopefully that provided some value, let you guys see where we're at, where we're headed. So yes, there will be some dark, cold winter in our future, but summer is coming. I don't know when, I just know it is. So hope that provides some value. If it did, you guys know the drill. Smash that HBO special, help a brother out, that like and subscribe button and comment. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.